Hi everyone. So I've been doing these Facebook Live things where I've been playing guitar through a GR55 guitar synth and into a looper, and I've been getting a lot of questions about where's the sound coming from, what's actually being played by the guitar, and what's being looped. Actually, like not a lot of questions. Like one dude's asked me, but I figured that I would put together some instructional videos because I know that when I was starting to play around with this stuff, I found a bunch of stuff on YouTube that was very helpful, and maybe I can return the favor. Plus, it's a very cool concept for anybody that has a day job, or if you play in a band and you want to be more than just a guitarist and mix in some sounds. So I'm going to walk through a couple different things. So some simple setups with just the GR55, and then the GR55 into a looper, and then phrase the loops, and then a continuous loop with different instruments that you can pick up and take out. And then I'm going to start to show some of the cool stuff that you can do when you start integrating Sonar or DAW of your choice. But to just get some of your own loops and drop them in there, especially when it comes to drum beats and things like that, because the drum beats that are built into the drum machine, the RC300, are pretty weak. And they get old in a hurry, so you have to come up with some of your own stuff to keep things interesting. But today I'll start off the first video with just a review of the basics of what the RC300 does, what the GR55 does, and how you can use them together to create a simple pop-like song. And not an expert on anything, but dabbling in everything. So I use most of the presets that are on the equipment already. I don't spend a lot of time sound engineering, and come up with some pretty decent stuff. So stick around and check out the demo. Also, if you would subscribe to my channel, that would be great, because at some point I'll probably figure out why people need subscribers, since they always ask for them, and at that point it would be good. Plus, if you are one of the first subscribers, when you check back in a couple of years and you look at the page and you can see like 7 subscribers, you can be like, I was #1. So that would be awesome too.
All right, so this is the setup I'm using. You can see um, basically a little basement style PA, and then the GR55 and the RC300. And then there's my guitar that has the pickup that picks up the analog signal and changes it to digital. So this is the Roland GK pickup, and you can see under the strings there, back by the bridge, there's this little magnetic converter that picks up the analog sounds and converts it to digital. Runs along the cord and then comes back over here to the Roland GR55 guitar synthesizer. So this one is what allows you to play any sound that you want to on your guitar, and just kind of think of your guitar as a keyboard at that point. So now I usually set up like here is a sax, and then a trumpet, piano. So those are some of the instruments that are more likely to be soloing with, and we'll go back and forth on those. And if I change banks here, you have your guitar sounds, and it's my main clean sound, which is a model based on a Paul Reed Smith and a Roland Jazz Chorus 120. But you can play the Strat sound. Acoustic goes back to 12 strings, and we'll example all that. So basically, you play on that goes over to the looper, and depending on how you have this set up, you can start playing on top of each other and create songs, so you can keep yourself entertained for hours. So this is the RC300, and basically what you have here is 3 loop stations. So you can use one at a time, 1, 2, and 3, and have it switch back and forth, or you can play them all at the same time. The song that we're going to demo today, I'm going to set up a phrase here then another phrase on the second looper, and then some kind of bridge track on the third looper. And so we're going to actually go back and forth between each individual loop. Now to get there, some of the settings that we need. So I'm going to go into memory edit, and when I get to the type of recording, so overdub, because I want to record on top of the last sound and leave it there. Stereo, whatever the tempo is. Fade out, that's a default setting, so when you stop it cuts off pretty quick. Auto record, we're not going to get into that right now, but um, this is the most important if you want to change phrases. So memory single track play on, and you have two options here, obviously on or off. So off would be the whole thing would be one looper with different lanes for different instruments. But as I said, on this one, we are going to do we're going to change loopers on each different phrase. And then the other one right here is memory track change, and you want that to be on loop end. Because this one's going to be kind of anticipatory. So when I know that I'm going to change to a bridge, then I just, I can step on it any time during the loop. And then when it gets to the end of the first loop, the chorus loop or whatever, it'll start the bridge loop, and then I can adjust the guitar sounds. So one more adjustment here. So over here you have the track memories for each individual track, and I'm going to set up for track mode being loop, and we'll loop back and forth on that. But this one I'm going to set up for a specific measure. So in 4 measures, it's going to loop and start overdubbing whether or not you're ready or not. So you can leave that so it doesn't have a specific set of measurement, and then as soon as you're done with your phrase, you stop and it repeats. We can demo that later, but this one's just gonna repeat for you after 4, so it keeps it nice and simple and keeps you on time. All right, so for the demo that I'm gonna do, I think it's gonna be 3 phrases just with the rhythm guitar. And so normally I would assume most people would build like drums, bass, and put a good foundation and build on top of it. But since I'm a guitar player, I build with guitar first usually, and then go back and put the bass on top of it. So there'll be 2 phrases, simple like this. And then the other one, something like this. Then I'll break it up with something a little more funky along the lines of. And so those will be the 3 loops that I'll build off of. Take a theme like this. Something like that. And then I'll just switch that up and play that with different instruments. So. And simple bass line. To go along with it. And so this is a song that is very old. And in the next video, I'll just play the demo so you can just play the song and you don't have to go through all this crap if you just want to listen to the song.